David Zublik here with Damn Straight News, and we begin with breaking news. Iranian hackers who breached Kash Patel's email account have released bombshell evidence that the White House Correspondents' Dinner attack was a false flag orchestrated by Israel, Erica Kirk, and Usha Vance. We have a report. But first, I want to talk to you a little bit about your health. Maybe some of you at the beginning of this year decided you were going to go on a diet and lose some weight. Perhaps some of you have already broken that New Year's resolution. Well, it's still not too late to get into shape by summertime. Now, maybe some of you have been considering going on one of those weight loss prescription drugs like Wegovy or Ozempic. Well, those are great, but they were originally not designed as weight loss drugs. They were designed as diabetes drugs. And as a side effect, it turned out that they help people lose weight. But as with any drug, yes, it has to have a side effect. Well, not only is one of the side effects of Wegovy and Ozempic losing weight, but there's also muscle loss involved as well. And some people have had other side effects, some of which have been devastating. What if there was an all-natural way you could lose weight without having to have a prescription, without having to give yourself a shot, without having any side effects whatsoever, and without losing muscle? Well, there is a way to do that. But first, let me tell you a little bit about this GLP-1 formula. This GLP-1 formula does the same things that Wegovy and Ozempic do, only it does so naturally, and it helps your body increase your GLP-1 hormone output at 140 times greater than your body does it on its own. And it's an all-natural formula. Let me show it to you here. Take a look at this. It's called the MB. Let me just get this into the picture here. The MB Enhance system, the LifeVantage MB, that's the Mind Body Core GLP-1 system from LifeVantage. It's an all-natural way to lose weight. Don't believe me? Check out what this woman here has to say about how well it worked for her.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Bayless. I live in Gillette, Wyoming. I started the Mind Body Challenge a little over 12 weeks ago, and during that time I lost 34 pounds, and it was life-changing for me. The challenge offered and afforded the accountability I needed to stay on track to create new habits, but the Mind Body system was very life-changing for me. It shielded and protected me from the food noise and the cravings that I have suffered with through all my years of trying to lose weight and dieting. And I'll continue on this journey with hope that I will be able to attain my fitness and weight loss goals.
Yes, it was very successful for her, and it can be successful for you as well. I'm going to put a QR code in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. Just click that QR code to take you there and learn more about this fantastic system that would allow you to lose 25 pounds, up to 25 pounds in 12 weeks without a prescription, without muscle loss, without giving yourself a shot, and without any other side effects whatsoever. Would you like to learn more about this system before you try it? From someone who's not going to try to sell you anything, I promise. I want you to call my good friend Paulette Britt at 704-579-0028. That's 704-579-0028. 0028, and I'll put her telephone number in the description of this video. Again, Paulette Britt, 704-579-0028, and you can click the QR code now appearing in the lower left-hand corner of your screen, or just visit our website, damnstraightnews.com. All right, let's get to that fascinating report about how Iranian hackers who breached Kash Patel's email accounts have now released bombshell evidence that the White House Correspondents' Dinner attack was a false flag orchestrated by Israel, Erica Kirk, and Usha Vance. The truth is about to be unsealed.
In a stunning escalation of international cyber warfare, Iranian hackers who breached FBI Director Kash Patel's personal email account have released what they describe as explosive evidence, pointing to the recent White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting as an orchestrated false flag operation. The hackers, identifying themselves as part of the Handala hack team, didn't stop at a simple data dump. They claim to have cracked open years of Patel's correspondence, and they are still holding the most recent and potentially most damning emails. According to the hackers, these documents reveal the FBI actively shielding Erica Kirk, widow of assassinated conservative activist Charlie Kirk, while concealing the truth behind his murder. Even more alarming, they allege the materials outline plans for yet another staged attack, this time aimed directly at President Donald Trump himself. The hackers' warnings, they insist, have already proven eerily accurate. Their release has ignited fierce debate over whether the chaotic shooting at the Washington Hilton was a genuine assassination attempt or something far more calculated. The official narrative surrounding the April 25th incident at the White House Correspondents' Dinner strains credulity, according to critics. It asks the public to accept a cascade of improbable coincidences. An anonymous online post from 2.5 years earlier naming the alleged shooter, Cole Thomas Allen, complete with a Pepe the Frog meme in formal attire. Allen's background as a mechanical engineer and Caltech graduate who once worked at a NASA propulsion lab amid a wave of mysterious deaths among scientists in the field. And the gunman's decision to target a black tie event packed with the current administration's top figures at a venue with suspiciously lax security at the entrance. Eyewitness accounts and video footage only deepen the suspicion. Moments before President Trump was rushed off stage, a man in the crowd held up a card, prompting an immediate look of horror from First Lady Melania Trump. Fox News abruptly cut away from a reporter who appeared to suggest that some attendees had prior knowledge of the event. Meanwhile, members of the White House press corps were captured on video casually looting expensive bottles of wine from the venue during the active shooter alert, seemingly unconcerned. Director Patel himself was reportedly seen seated, appearing detached amid the chaos. Then there is Erica Kirk, who was present at the dinner and reacted with visible emotion as she was escorted out. Critics have noted her tears appeared more intense than those she displayed publicly after her husband's assassination last September. Iranian sources claim she is positioned to become vice president should Israel gain further influence in Washington. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt's demeanor has also fueled speculation of advanced knowledge, with some pointing to what they call predictive programming.
It'll be funny, it'll be entertaining, there will be some shots fired tonight in the room, so everyone should tune in, it's going to be really great. I'm looking forward to
The hackers assert that Kash Patel's emails were accessed directly from an Israeli Mossad server, uncovering classified documents detailing a series of planned false flag operations on U.S. soil. The alleged strategy: stage an attack, blame Iran, inflame American public opinion, and push the nation toward war, while silencing dissent labeled as anti-Semitic and consolidating control in Washington. Former Green Beret and combat correspondent Michael Yon has described the operation as a meticulously scheduled information warfare campaign. Supporting the theory, online investigators highlight a massive spike in Google searches for Cole Thomas Allen, originating from Israel on April 23rd, 2 days before the incident. A deleted Instagram photo reportedly shows Allen wearing an Israel Defense Forces sweatshirt. Allen, a Caltech-educated mechanical engineer familiar with optics and technology, is portrayed not as a random lone wolf, but as someone with troubling connections. Skeptics draw parallels to historical events long alleged to be false flags: the USS Liberty incident, the assassinations of JFK and RFK, the September 11th attacks, and even a series of staged ISIS videos. Each, they argue, served to reshape public perception and bolster support for Israeli interests. Charlie Kirk himself had begun highlighting such patterns to his young conservative audience shortly before his own death. A resurfaced 2017 ABC7 Los Angeles News segment has added fuel to the fire. It shows a young Cole Thomas Allen demonstrating a wheelchair safety prototype at a tech conference, appearing alongside then Usha Chilukuri, now Second Lady Usha Vance. Similar viral claims have linked previous Trump assassination suspects, including Thomas Matthew Crooks and Ryan Ruth, to BlackRock promotional videos, raising uncomfortable questions about elite connections and lone wolf patterns that defy statistical odds. Former CIA analyst Larry Johnson has publicly stated that the Secret Service appeared to deviate from standard protocol, prioritizing the rescue of Vice President J.D. Vance while leaving President Trump momentarily exposed. Johnson described the entire episode as orchestrated theater by elements within the Washington establishment.
Thank you for the chance to chat. The story stinks to high heaven. Let me explain some of the issues. And let me emphasize, this is not just my opinion. I've got a buddy who ran Reagan's security detail after Reagan was shot. Experienced Secret Service officer. He actually set up the training protocols that Secret Service is supposed to adhere to, which they are no longer following. Now, let me emphasize that. So the first thing that caught my eye, the first person that's taken off the stage, so you got gunfire outside of the ballroom. It's not inside the ballroom. The first person to be taken off stage was J.D. Vance. And I look at it and go, what in God's name is going on? The protocol, the standard, the requirement is the president. Get the president. Everybody else can die. The president, that's who you save. That's what Secret Service is supposed to be trained to do. They didn't do that. They take off J.D. Vance. So you're going, okay, what's going on? Trump initially, everybody else is ducking behind tables. He's sitting there calmly looking around like, did he know this was going to happen? Was this staged? I believe it was staged. And we'll get into that. The second thing is the failure of the security perimeter, that it was not properly set up. So the way this should be done is you have a perimeter outside the hotel, okay? So you set the first layer that nobody gets past that first layer unless they have a right to be in that hotel. They can show that they're a guest or that they got an invitation. Otherwise, nobody gets.
As the investigation continues, the Iranian hackers' claims have transformed a single shooting incident into a flashpoint. Whether this was the act of a disturbed individual or the visible edge of a larger deception, one thing is clear. The questions raised will not fade quietly. The trap, some warn, is closing in real time, and the stakes could not be higher for the future of American sovereignty.
Well, when you hear the usual suspects in the mockingbird media warning of domestic terrorists and Iranian sleeper cells, you should think Mossad mercenary death squads carrying out their duty to wage war through deception and trickery. That's actually their motto. You can fact check that. Don't believe the global elite and their Israeli henchmen, folks, because they are capable of pulling off false flag attacks on U.S. soil, and they're doing it right now. They've done it before, numerous times. Charlie Kirk began informing his vast audience of young, influential American conservatives just before he was taken out. From the sinking of the USS Liberty to the assassination of JFK and RFK, and then to the attacks of 9/11 and the wave of fake ISIS beheading videos, they all share one thing in common. They gave the elites a chance to bend reality, distort the facts, and manufacture a new wave of support for Israel. In other words, perfect false flags. I would like you to subscribe to our channel, please. Do so. We'd really appreciate it. We'd also appreciate your donations. If you could help us out there, go to givesendgo.com. givesendgo.com/Zublik. givesendgo.com/Zublik. And please donate to us so that we can continue to bring you this important information. And by the way, that's very important as well. Please continue to follow us at damnstraightnews.com and spread this information far and wide.